In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Before we get started, thank you to Ronald Smith for your contribution, and thank you to Melrose Radio for your contribution. I always say it's because of people like y'all that this thing continues to move forward, and we can have shows like we have today that are rated for mature audiences. Very, very quick disclaimer. Any babies or little kids around, if you can't take this off speaker or listen to this in private where they can't hear it, watch it later, or, just the best thing to do is cut it off. I'm talking to the 15s and up, or the sexually active and up, really, because, oh my God. Welcome to the Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host, Sexy Red affiliate, if you haven't heard by now, because it's been the talk for a couple days. Mr. Gucci third leg. I don't engage in pornography, at least not on my own. Being on the internet nowadays, you really don't have no choice but to come across all these people taking the EWO, the easy way out, and selling their body. So if you're on the internet in any capacity, you have involuntarily consumed pornography. So I'm not going to be like, I don't ever see it. No, I see it. It's just not, it's always against my own personal will. Mr. Gucci third leg is being accused of giving some 19-year-old girl herpes. She's new to the business. They did a collab. And I love how all this new soft language has emboldened people to get away from these hardcore words that we used to use to describe and define, where people could actually know what you was talking about. These are prostitutes. He's a prostitute. She's a prostitute. I don't like watering it down, because I always say stuff like, you should be able to say something and your grandma or your mama know exactly what you're talking about, right? So 19-year-old prostitute, whatever her name is, I saw a video of her putting a penis with a sword in her mouth. No, she saw the sword. She put it in her mouth. Like, I guess they shot a scene willingly. And now she has herpes. Everybody with their personal herpes discourse. I'm here to talk about how we even got here, and how a 19-year-old wouldn't even try to get a job at Burger King or go work at a warehouse or drive Uber, something. It's so many different things you can do nowadays instead of quickly going to selling your body. But whatever with that. The thing is, how we even got here is there's a whole cauldron of things that's being stirred up with the fact that a person has to get online and cry about, I'm new to OnlyFans and I got an STD, from a dude who has bragged about sleeping with 3,000 people and all this and all of that. My thing is, another prostitute, right? We got here because we have allowed this music to perpetuate itself and spin itself and twirl all through regular everyday culture without there actually being the truth said about the lyrics that come out in these things. And people can say, oh, these people made their own decision. She was 19 and she saw the sword and she sucked it and she kept going, and he knew he had a disease and he lied to her, and it wasn't her job. No, it wasn't his job to tell her the truth. I've seen some crazy stuff being said. It wasn't his job to tell the truth. She should have not believed him and got proof on her own. And what happened to my chart and all these things that I'm learning about in the prostitution world now, because prostitution has just transformed. It's never going away. So we can get that out. I'm not here to say we need to eliminate the prostitution. It's never going away. I'm not silly enough to believe that people aren't going to sell their bodies. That's what people have been doing since the beginning of time. What I'm saying is how we even got here is the fact that we've allowed people to come in here unchecked. We've allowed people to say what they want to unchecked. You think that music don't play a big part in how a 19-year-old ends up with HSV2 or HSV1, herpes simplex virus, period. You're so far behind. You might need to go to the beginning of the videos I made and you need to watch everything. Because when you have people like Sexy Red come out and sex tapes is dropping, disgusting prostitute praise culture, and it's not just her, it's all of them, the Suki Hanas, the Megs, the Cardis, anybody out here that is promoting trading your body in exchange for goods and services and deeds and whatever word you want to put there, since everybody got so many damn synonyms about what prostitution could or couldn't be. When you put that in the music is the barometer of how people are doing. My thing is, why you can't come out when you have the lyric that say, I fucked him for a bag. Why you can't have the lyric to say, I fucked him for the bag the first time. He wanted to do something crazy the second time. I said no and he raped me. When you say, my pussy good enough to get taken on a trip to Dubai, wherever these motherfuckers go, Cancun, Mexico City, Bahamas, why you can't say my pussy good enough to go on the trip, but he had to shit on my chest and put a Hot Wheel up my ass? Why you can't say when oh man, the dick got her going crazy, but the dick got her going crazy and I've been burning and now I caught something that is never going away? My thing is, you need to tell both sides of the story, because everything that's been put out about this prostitute rap culture that we have been on heavy, we kind of fell back from it because a lot of stuff has been going on, but now I see we got to rev it back up. Everything that's been going on with this prostitute rap culture has been glorifying all the rewards that you get for selling your body, because that's the easiest thing to do. It's easy to have sex. That's a natural biological function, regardless of if you do it with a man, a woman, a they or them. That is naturally what people want to do. When you listen to these songs and these songs say, I'm having sex for cars, I'm having sex for purses, I'm having sex for bags, I'm having sex to control bitches, I'm fucking her raw, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They're not telling you about the 19-year-old that gets the herpes and she's devastated because now 10 million people know her business. They're not telling you about the young man who got HIV and because he don't have no money to treat himself, he's going to die of AIDS. They're not telling you about, the 5-6 times that they caught chlamydia and now they can't have children. Nobody want to tell you the other side of the song. Nobody want to tell you about the life. And because we live in such a time where people are illiterate, people are stupid, it's such a microwave generation because we have these phones that we just stare down into, and we're looking at we're looking at 1 million highlight reels a day. If you partake in the highlight reel culture, we're looking at everything good about everybody else's life, and this girl got Rick Owens and he got a Mary Jeans and Balenciagas or whatever the fuck people wear, they got designer this and designer that, and he's wearing diamonds and she was able to do this and she got a fat ass and took a picture of her kid on the baseball team and got NFL pass tickets because of that. Our children, our young people, and I'm still a young people, but our people, anybody that sees this has been conditioned that the instant gratification is how you get to what you want, instead of being 19 years old And the rite of passage is taking your ass to the Amazon warehouse and working there for a peak, like at least through one peak season, and then actually realizing that, bro, I don't want to be at this goddamn warehouse my whole life. Warehouse drama will weigh you down quicker than anything. That's when a lot of people discover what they want to do with their life is having that terrible job that they never want to experience and they never want to go back to. We don't have teenagers doing that anymore. We have teenagers listening to this fast food, garbage ass music. And it's not even fast food. I always say it's like eating chips for dinner. Like, you might be cool with it because you eating, but it's no substance to it. There's no nutrients to it. It's nothing that's going to stick to you like steak and potatoes would if you was trying to eat something in asparagus and in a veggie bowl or in some fruit salad. It's nothing there that's going to satisfy your body, because a lot of these people even get to being prostitutes and get into this prostitute rap culture because, make no mistake again, the music is perpetuating these lifestyles that we see these people in. Instead of going and getting the terrible job and working at the warehouse, instead of doing the things that you're supposed to do because they bring you honor, they bring you integrity, they bring you that strength, they build up that mental toughness in you. It teaches you how to work. It forces you to learn how to budget. It forces you to learn how to plan. It forces you to learn how to be an adult because maybe you didn't get that somewhere else. Or maybe you have people, because we were supposed to step up when we have 19-year-olds. And I'm talking about people 28 plus. You're supposed to step up when you have 17 and 15 and 16 and 18-year-olds and interpret the bullshit that they're hearing, interpret the bullshit that they're seeing, interpret the things that's going on in this life and say, you don't want to do that because that's not 100% of the truth. That is a lie. It's not real. They want the instant gratification because they see it on TikTok. Melrose say TikTok. That shit funny. But they see it. I'm going to start calling it TikTok. Shout out to Melrose, man. That's my dog. You see it on TikTok and you're like, wow, I'm broke as fuck. I grew up in poverty. I don't know what to do because the education system is garbage and nobody should be responsible for our education except us as people in the community. We go to school so we don't go to jail pretty much. And just school is jail to prison, but we don't need to get into that right now. We're talking about prostitute. Because that system is designed to just chew you and spit you and brainwash you. We don't have enough time to be leaders in our community. We don't have enough time to be leaders in our household. We working 2 jobs and we thinking because there's a roof over the head and I give you a cell phone and I give you the shoes and I let you stay with me when you down bad and it's all good. You just got to save your money so you don't have to pay, and whatever other situation that you want to wrap up into this, we think because we do those kind of things that translates into something productive. That, well, that's what you're supposed to do. That doesn't translate into keeping a 16-year-old from turning 18 and starting an OnlyFans page and getting her first STD or getting some type of STD that would prevent her from reproducing if she wanted to. We're not talking people who you had a medical condition and you bringing that into your life. We're not translating what these people are seeing, and because they grow up in poverty, because they grow up broke, because they live in fast, because they want instant gratification, we're in the era of instant consequence. Now you don't have to wait that long to get a consequence from the action you get. Oh, I slept with him in March and I got an STD in October. It's manifesting itself that quick. Oh, I got 3,000 bodies and I'm just going to ignore y'all in the whole world, and I'm going to try to clean my reputation up when big blogs want to talk to me. It's too late for that. We're not even instilling confidence in our young men to say that this whole sexual liberation movement, because they think about it with women being sexually liberated, you're a hoe. My thing is, we shouldn't be pushing this stuff. We shouldn't be, God, it's cat hair in the air, my bad. We shouldn't be pushing this stuff, and we should be telling people that, not to get all preachy, but your body is a temple. You don't have to sell your body to make it, because if you really want to make it, it's going to require work. But nobody want to work no more. Nobody want to do nothing hard no more. Nobody want to get out here and make it happen no more. And my problem is on both sides with rappers not telling the full truth. I had to sleep with a fat white man to get anything because the niggas that you think I'm talking about in the song is broke as a bitch. I'm not talking about broke ass nigga in the project. He don't have nothing that I need. He don't have no money to give me. He don't have $30,000 to give me to sleep with him. Old nasty Wall Street billionaire is the person who got it. I have to do humane things. He like rape play. He like, he want me to scream like a little kid when we do it. They don't tell you about that shit. He want to choke me till I almost pass out. She an old woman and she got blackmail over my head. She an old woman and she take it from me when she want to. You can't even tell your children what you do in real life. Or even worse, because now I seen a meme that was like a kid shoving a kid head into a locker with like kids behind him. Tell your mom to do more anal on OnlyFans. Nobody's thinking about the consequences for themselves. Nobody's thinking about the consequences because you can bullshit like, oh, like I said, you are responsible for yourself and the music is the music and everybody's an adult, but you know how easy it is for a musician to influence the landscape. There's certain things where certain musicians, whatever they do and whatever they say, everybody started doing that. And if you need an example, remember when Wiz Khalifa came out? And this is a positive one. And he had the little blonde patch in the front of his hair. And everybody had that damn patch. Like, you think that these people and these corporations and these entities and everybody doesn't know how impactful and influential that the music and shit is? This is why OnlyFans is an acceptable occupation, and they're calling group sex and sex with people they don't know collaborations. They're saying it's content, and they're flashing big racks and holding big money up to their ear, but you have a virus and you have an STD that is never going away, ever. And the thing that the OnlyFans and the prostitute rappers and the sexed out people that are not telling you the full truth aren't going to tell you is they have, if they're Gucci third leg and the other girl and all these other, I think it's even crazy to know who's popping on OnlyFans. But all these people in the Sexy Reds and the Cardis and Sukis and all these other prostitutes, these people and Lil Baby and Bag, these people ain't going to tell you that they have money to treat their STDs. What the fuck are you going to do? What the fuck are you going to do when you can't afford your antivirals and you tapped out on your health insurance from the job? Or if you have a job, you don't make enough money to treat the STDs that you got. You don't make enough money to be Magic Johnson. You don't make enough money for this shit to go away. You don't make enough money for anything in your body to lie dormant. What the fuck are you going to do? What are you going to do? They're not going to tell you that part. You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about your child having to go to school and especially high school, because like I said, you give your kid a debit card, you might look at the transaction, but they can take their debit card, put it into some online. There's a whole website where you can take money from your account, put it into fake, and I say fake, but they're like spoof cards where it's like a PayPal transaction or something like that. You can take money from your actual account. You can move it to a card online so you don't have to put your real card information in. And it's like, now the transactions can't be tracked. You think you're so smart. You think you know what's going on out here with how people move. What happens when your child you give your child money, or somehow they have money coming in, or I don't have to explain my bank transactions to you when I work at McDonald's, and I'm spending money on OnlyFans as a child who shouldn't be consuming porn in the first place, and nobody should, but to each his own. I don't give a fuck if you do that or not. It's not good for you, but that's neither here nor there. I don't give a fuck. We got problems of our own instead of motherfuckers, whatever. Now your 16-year-old is spending their money on people on OnlyFans. They're buying prostitutes and paying for videos and paying to talk to people and not going outside and not talking to the girls. And one day your kid stumbles upon, because porn is just running rampant in the society on regular social media, and the child comes across somebody they know in the school mama, somebody they know in the school sister, somebody they know in the school uncle, somebody that they, you know, they come across that, and now they can put that out there. Now, did you think about if somebody was to find out about this? You didn't. They don't care about it. And anybody that is out here touting it like they give a fuck about the ramifications and the consequences, they don't. Because if they did, they would tell you the whole story. We're here because the music have led us here, and this shit has become normal and acceptable now. People are online arguing about STDs and not feeling bad for a 19-year-old who saw an open sore, and this nigga said, oh, I cut myself shaving. And look, I'm not a nigga, but I didn't know that penises grew hair down by the tip. But I don't know. I would say let me know, but please don't. Like, whatever. This is all lack of education. This is lack of discernment. People make bad decisions. The culture has been degenerate and degrading to the point where, like, people are just, we're trying to justify this bad behavior. They call it a sex work. They call it all this stuff. Bro, you're a prostitute. Period. And, everything is considered prostitution. No. Prostitution specifically talks about sex being the currency or the exchange or the good in the situation. Going to your fucking janitor job is not prostitution. Even if the job is a bad job, that's not the same as selling, unless you fucking the mop or the boss, it's not the same. And real talk, we should have been gatekeeping this culture and gatekeeping this music, and not even allowing everybody to be able to release music and allowing everybody to even come out and do and say and move. It should be a vetting process about it. Because my thing is, I don't have a problem with you doing that if you tell the whole truth. I don't have a problem with you talking about whatever you talk about if you tell the whole story. It can't be glamour and fashion and models and magazines without death, destruction, and broken families and suicide ideation and all these other things. They don't tell you that every time they have to lay down for money, it chips away at their soul. They don't tell you every time that they have to sell their body, they feel even more worthless. The times that they've tried to kill themselves, the times that their family have looked at them and looked down on them because they might not care about what other people think. But the fact that they can't even tell their mama what they do, or their mama know they're a prostitute and they just stop showing up at family events, because people know that they're a prostitute and they can't show their face around their children. They have to go up to the school in a disguise. They have a permanent odor from some type of scar that they got from an STD. They got severely sick. They keep getting sick. They can't participate in society. Their mental health is gone. They don't have a soul. They're locked in with the devil. They don't tell you that part. The dudes don't tell you how worthless they feel, because sex for men is so glorified. Random crazy sex is so glorified. They don't tell you how the bitch wouldn't get the fucking abortion and now they're on the hook for a fucking child that they didn't even mean to create. They're not telling you about any of the real truths that come, how you feel worthless in a room full of accomplished men. You feel like a fucking loser. You feel unaccomplished. How many times, like, having to go get on the computer and niggas done turned into an Adobe Photoshop master because you have to lie about your STD results because this is the only way that you get paid now. And we let platforms come in and try to integrate that shit into the music and all of this shit. Like I said, it always has existed, but somebody got to tell the whole truth. Somebody's got to be telling you exactly what motherfuckers is really going through. How humiliating it is for everybody to know that you have a fucking disease. It's not like having cancer. It's not like having diabetes. It's not like having heart disease, or it's not even like having halitosis. People, I'm going to say this. When you consuming this bullshit and it becomes a steady diet because you're going to be anything that you think about, you listening to it and you bopping to it and it's cool and it's all of that. And that's all music. It's not just this music. It's all of it. This is why I am a proponent for telling the whole story, because after you get all the details and you get the whole story and you see how the shit play out for real, then you can make your decision about if that's what you want to do and if that's how you want to go forward and that's how you want to play it. That's up to you after you get all the details and you want to go through with it. Cool. You're not special. You're not going to be the anomaly. Nobody wins the game. You're not going to be an exception to the rule. There are no exceptions to the rule. There's just the fucking rule. It's just so, we're in such ridiculous times. I don't even know. Like we're just in such ridiculous times, and the fact that we're even having to have the discussion about, hey guys, let's just remember that what you're seeing is just not what it is. People is out here lying and photoshopping and doing all of this stuff and then humiliating themselves. And I mean, they might like that. I don't know. But you have to, let me just wrap it up because I'm going off somewhere else. Like, you have to understand that what you seeing and what you hearing, bro, those is optical illusions. You're going to be the 19-year-old girl with the herpes. And now she's got to redo her life. Because now, even though we know that the porn career is not going to be over, because people are still going, oh man, I got it too. Like they're still going to run like that. That you're not going to get that lucky. It's not going to happen for you like that. It's not going to play out for you like that. Because it's so many factors about any of these people. You not willing to do the shit that they do because they don't have any souls. There's nothing about them that's keeping, hope alive and nothing. Those are hopeless, dead people on the inside. It's only a matter of time before their number gets called. Tell the truth. Tell the whole truth, so help you God. This is the dark side of songwriting.